everybody, it's Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and I'm a huge nerd, as many of you know. This wine fulfills every single nerdy thing I ever want on a wine bottle, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Stuart with Wine on the Dime, and today I'm reviewing the 2018 Moshin Vineyards Rosé of Pinot Noir. It is 13.2% alcohol by volume, and they sent it to me as part of being prepared for tomorrow's Pink Society. So I definitely encourage you to stop by Twitter, use the hashtag Pink Society, and join in on the chat and learn more about this wine. However, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm a big nerd and I really like wine labels that give a lot of information. Not necessarily the tasting notes, but more of like the actual information on the wine. So the front label, it's very kind of like misdirecting. Just looks like a really nice, well done label. On the back, on the back, there is so much information here. So it not only says which clones were used in order to make the wine, it says the exact date of the harvest, the number of bricks, the pH, I mean, the amount of residual sugar, and the number of cases, and then there's just in general other information about like how it was made in terms of free grown juice. And I love all of that type of material on a wine label because it prevents me from having to go to a website and look up all this stuff. And as a lazy wine reviewer, this is something I really enjoy having on the label. Anyway, with all that set aside, let's get into the review. It did not have a screw top. I had to uncork it. So, I mean, they could fix that. What would be even cooler is if they put a whole bunch of info on the screw top. Like a QR code inside the top of the screw top. That would be so cool. Moshin, if you actually watch this, QR code, screw top on it. Just think about it. Just think about it. And then the QR code could go to my website. Okay, so from a color standpoint, the wine, I'm gonna say you are, yeah, the wine is a, man, this is close. It could probably go either way between pale to medium salmon, but no artifacts, no cloudiness. From a nose standpoint, oh man, first thing I'm getting is like a strawberry dancing with a little bit of a red cherry and a lot of like a peach, like a floral peach. There's a little bit of raspberry, kind of like a little bit of like a melon, trying to figure out. I'm kind of getting like a little bit of like a cantaloupe note. This was a little bit of a watermelon. Yeah, just a lot of different fruits. So it got some red fruits, I got some melon, I got a little bit of stone fruit, got a little bit of a blossom note to it. There may be a hint of lime as well. Go to the taste. First thing I get was not something I detected on the nose whatsoever. I got red apple. Got a little bit of red apple, and then strawberry, a little bit of like that florally peach that I mentioned. I did get some watermelon. It tastes almost like a blend between the fruit and like a watermelon rind if you chew on that. Tiny hint of the cantaloupe. I think I already mentioned strawberry. There's some raspberry, a little bit of a cherry note. I smell lime. I'm not, oh, well now that I say that, I smell lime and I'm kind of getting it in the finish. It's like a lime peel. It's like a slightly dried lime peel. But really not really getting any secondary notes. I'm not really getting any tertiary notes. It's a 2018. If it had tertiary, I'd be actually a little concerned on that. Yeah, so from a body standpoint, I would say you have a medium body, medium on the acid, medium on the alcohol, medium minus finish. No note of tannin. Your dry may be touching into off dry. But yeah, and overall, this wine is quite nice, but how nice is it? Let's get to the blick. So from a balance standpoint, I think you're in balance. You're pretty much medium across the board, which is nice. Nothing is too high, nothing is too low. Everything just melds well together. Well done. Length, medium, minus, I can't give a point there. So from intensity, I'm gonna give you a full point. I can pick out a lot of those fruit smells. The only thing I didn't pick out was the apple, but that could just be me having an off day for all I know. All the rest of the stuff was really nice. It really played well together, and I was very happy with being able to detect so many things in it. From a complexity standpoint, I'm gonna give you half. There are a lot of different fruit clusters that I received that were primary fruit, but I didn't really get any notes of secondary or tertiary. As I mentioned, I'm gonna throw the tertiary out of consideration because it's a 2018, it really shouldn't have very many tertiaries. Secondary, there could have been some secondary notes or maybe something like MLF, anything like that. I didn't detect any of those things, so it was a very fruit-driven rosé, but that's not a bad thing. It just could benefit from maybe a little bit of different complexity, maybe some like grassiness, things like that. So just 2.5 points. This is tough. Man, this is really, really tough. So I am going to do a total cop-out on this one and say, I'm going to give you good to very good. And here's why. 2 points is good, 3 points is very good. You're 2.5. I'm giving you this range because it really depends on how you like your rosés. If you're someone who doesn't like, you just want a very fruity, very fresh, nicely balanced rosé, then this is gonna be a very good for you. If you're someone who wants a little bit more complexity out of your rosés as well as all those fruit notes, then this is gonna be a good rosé still, but it's not gonna be one that you're gonna consider outstanding. So on this note, I feel totally fine being a milk toast fence setter and just being right in the middle and saying, it really depends on how you like your rosés as to which way this rating would probably swing for you. Anyway, this has been Stuart with Wine on the Dime. If you liked today's video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Have you tried the 2018 Moshin Vineyards Rosé of Pinot Noir? I'd be interested to know if you have. Leave a comment below and I will see you all again soon with another episode from Wine on the Dime. Also, don't forget tomorrow is the Pink Society chat, hashtag Pink Society. It's one of those things where it's a fast moving Twitter chat. So make sure you have everything in place you need to do it. Bring some wine. Enjoy hearing about Moshin Vineyards and all of their great wines, as well as engage with everyone else on the chat, such as myself. So I will see you all again soon. Take care. Hopefully I'll see you in the chat.